All right, check. All right, fellas, another live stream. So I'm just kind of killing a little bit of time waiting for the notifications to go out in case anybody wants to watch. So I'm trying something a little bit different with the stream, and I will be updating some of the equipment soon, right, to try to bring a better level of quality to the stream level, so I can do a few different kind of cool things. Just fooling around a little bit with OBS Studio, and so I can enter and kind of show you guys different stuff. Like I can put up like any type of stream or separate stream connected to this one, pictures, video sequences. I can do something like this, right? So I can show you guys a picture, and we're going to be looking at a kit I bought here up on the screen. And I just went to Amazon and I was just kind of searching around. I've had quite a number of these things. Like you buy these kits at the auto parts store, you buy them one at a time for the size you need. And so I'm working on Tony's Snowblower. I think, what's his handle? TJM or TM? I don't know. TMJ? I forget what it is. And we knew going in that we had some strip threads on the engine. And so I thought, well, I really do need a full kit. Again, because you buy these kits, from the auto parts store, and maybe one is for quarter 20 and one is for 3/8, and then you lose the bit or you run out of the refills, right? The actual thread inserts. So I was looking at this one I have up on the screen, and the company is a CO-Z. I'm not sure who they are. I already did one. He's got a bunch of threads that are no good. So I already did one, and we could see down in the picture. We'll get another look at it in a bit if I want to dump the camera that way. But it does quite a number of sizes, right? So what am I up to here? Yeah, 1/2 inch. Just check the camera. So 1/2 inch is pretty big. All right, let's pull it. We got all the different tools, and we're going to start in a minute. So you have all the different tools in this set that you would need other than a hammer and a drill. And these are the drivers, and we'll take a closer look in a little bit. Well, it's pretty nice, it seems like a well-built tool. Like I said, I already did one. The drill bits seem like they're okay. I noticed that. I'll turn the light on too. I want to show you. Let's see if we can get you in focus. I don't know if you can focus it, but when I look at the end of the bit here, I see burrs. Now this is for 1/2 inch threaded hole, right? So their sizes are odd. This says 13.3 because it's a special size drill. That's where you're going to be spending your money, really, on the tap and the drill itself. But I can see like a burr here, and I don't think you're going to really be able to catch it. What that says to me that the quality of the drill is not great. It's probably just a basic high speed. The reality is that it's not a production piece, and just to talk a little bit about it, let me turn that big light off. If you were to think of it this way, right? If it were a production piece, and for a lot of us that maybe are making something custom in aluminum or a softer metal, and you wanted to drill out a whole bunch of holes and then put a nice threaded insert in, if that's your gig and you're looking to do something like that, this would not be the quality or level of kit that you would buy, right, for something like that. But I think to do a handful of repairs here and there, and keep in mind that you already have a hole, so you're not drilling into a piece of aluminum or steel you know, a blank piece that has never had a hole in it before, and then putting a drill in there, drilling it out to the size, and then installing a heli coil as something because you want to make a part with heli coils in it, and you want it to be that way from the beginning. Like I said, this would not be the part that I would be using, right? The tool set that I would be using for that. But keep in mind, we're doing repairs, right? It feels sharp, by the way. It feels nice and sharp. So the hole is already there. It's just deformed. So we're not really using the drill and putting it under a lot of stress to try to make a hole. We're just trying to enlarge the hole and form the hole concentric so that we could put the repair in, right? So I'm going to swing over to the other side and we'll get started. Let me swing you. All right, let's zoom in. Let's see. That should be right. So I got everything I need ready to go. I already did this one here. And I want to see if I can maybe get you closer. So I did this one here. So that's done. Make sure I'm not over modulating. I have to turn the mic down a little bit. We should be alright, as long as I don't yell. It came out pretty good, and as I was tightening it, I could kind of tell when I was kind of playing with it originally that this one was going to cause problems. So this is 1/4 so that's what we're going to be working with. And these are the tools that kind of come with it. Just a little bit closer look. Let me back you out a little. Well, this tool is the tool that we actually insert the new threads with. And then this, it leaves this little piece behind, and then you knock it off with this drift. And each one has a full set, each size. Then, of course, there's the tap. So we're going to start off with drilling. And I'm going to use the rigid dark premium dark thread cutting oil. It's the premium dark one, right? Don't get the light one, it's too light. But to start drilling, I'm just going to use some regular oil and kind of be careful. We'll just kind of let it follow the hole. It's a blind hole, so yeah, I can feel it. Yeah, all right, I'm going to take a peek in there. Yeah, that should be it. I actually grabbed some fresh meat. I'm in pretty far. All right, hold your ears. All right, I got to blow it some compressed air. We got to clear the chips. And that doesn't take much to do. I'll get you in a little closer. Let me adjust the camera. All right, I'm going to put a little cutting fluid on my tap. And we really got to try to find a way to get, look at it closely. So I'm trying to establish the correct angle because you can put the tap in crooked. So it doesn't really matter, but you'll break the tap. So we want to try to get this thing as close as possible. This bore is on an angle. This whole facing here that's been faced, area that's been faced for the starter motor, it's all on an angle. So I want to make sure I'm parallel and I'm on the right angle, and then since it's nice and new and sharp, it'll grab the threads and just go slow. Oh yeah, she's cutting nice. So this is a specially sized tap for the thread insert. Yeah, she's going good. And it's also a bottoming tap, which I'll show you that in a minute. And she's going in nice. Now I have 2 more holes to do there, but I'm going to do those later. First we got to get the thing running. So I want to get the starter motor back on here, and I was checking because he's missing some bolts and they're not right. And all right, I'm done. I'm in. So I've serviced the starter motor. I've already serviced the ignition system. We picked a lot of thread, a lot of junk. Let's clear it. Hold your ears, fellas. Now wear, eye protection. And close your mouth. Sometimes I close my eyes too. Those are very sharp chips. So this is known as a bottoming tap, and it should pick it up because it's flat, and the way the threads are cut, we're going into a blind hole, so it's not a pass-through hole, so we have to be careful. Yeah, those threads are all the way in there. That looks good. Right now we can take our insert, load it into the tool, and I might want to bring you in a little bit more. And again, carefully, it'll find its own way. Let it do its thing. And then just twist the thread insert in. This is stainless steel. And if it's a good kit, it'll have, properly tempered stainless. And so what we want to do is feel it with our finger. We want to make sure we're just like recessed a little bit. We don't want the tang, that little thread tang to kind of be kicking up. Because if you grab it with something, it'll pull out, and then you'll have a hard time getting your bolts started. And also you want proper penetration of the insert, because you want maximum turns of this insert in the threads that we just cut. That feels good. All right. There's a little burr here. I think it could be just from drilling, but that should be fine. And then the last step, it's really this easy, okay? We're going to take our punch, and we're going to lay that punch in there to get rid of that tang, keeping it close to where the start of the tang is, where, it's the end of the threads. It wraps around that the tool grabs. And just give it a punch, right? That's it. And that should have knocked it out of the way. Yep. Now, can you get that out? You might be able to get it out. I don't know if you're going to see it. See how nice and flush it is? You may not see it. I'm probably going to be blowing it out with this extra light. But I'm taking a peek in there, and yeah, it might come out if you blow it with high pressure air, but the bore itself is in more than deep enough at this point. So we really don't need to concern ourselves with it. And when you can complete the repair, let me back you out. Try to go slow, guys. I don't want to make you sick. I want to move the oil out of the way and stuff, because I don't want to knock it over as we're finishing up here. What's up, PJ? I see. I think you're the only one watching. That's okay. All right, let's see if we can put the starter motor on. All right. So like I said, I put this on and I checked it. So just for you, TJ, just so you know, I went over the ignition system and everything, and I wanted to check this out because I knew we had some issues here as well. You were missing a bolt. This one down here was no good. This one we just did. I tightened everything up and checked to see which ones were no good, and it turns out both of those. So in here, I've got a little bit of oil. The way to service it, you just put oil in there. That's it, just motor oil. You can't put anything else in there because when it gets cold, you'll get stuck with this grease or something too thick in there. And then on the outside, I just put some spray lithium grease. Let's get the hardware. And then maybe we can give it a quick test. So if you guys just wanted to know a little bit more about restoring and repairing threads, that's that. But anybody that wants to see a little bit more, okay, because these starter motors are heavy and they're turning the engine over. So you need all 4 bolts to be tight. Okay, and the top one I just put a washer. It's 1/4-20, but we don't really have the correct shoulder bolts for this, so I'm using a mower style 1/4-20. I say mower style because it's found on Briggs engines and a lot of different engines, and it's got a nice little like built-in washer. Hold on, let me turn that in a little bit more. That's better. I don't want it to fall off. And this one was the one that some threads pulled out, so make sure your bolts are clean. If you had something where the bolt stripped the threads, you might find the old threads on your bolt, and you want to make sure that they're clean so you don't have any issues installing your bolt into these nice new stainless steel inserts that we put in. No, hold on, let me check to make sure. I want to see what size that is. It's a Torx. And what did I do with my Torx? Up here. So one of these I can't get to the hex of the bolt because the starter's in the way. Well, let's see. Oh, in we go. Yeah, this one here, a little harder to get to. That's kind of why they put the hex head inside down there. All right, let's put the part on. All right, let's make sure that's aligned right, and we can start tightening. They strip out. I mean, this one almost felt like it might. We'll see. It's old aluminum too. Well, that's getting tight. Yep, that's nice and tight. Yeah, there we have it. Oh yeah. And that's fixed, right? So this guy here is getting a little bit of an abrasion. Not sure what's going on with that. If it's almost like laying on the, yeah, it's kind of laying on the starter. So I'll deal with that later. Let's give it a quick test though. Let me go get an extension cord. We'll plug an extension cord in and we can see if your starter is working. Hold on. Let's see. That should fit. All right. And let's see if the repair is complete. All right, let's give it a little quick test. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's check the spark too. Hold on, let me throw the plug in. And we'll just see. You're probably not going to see it. I need to find a spot for it. Just to hold it temporarily. Find a spot. There we go. Now you're not going to see it. I just want to look. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It would be clean, but I just wanted to make sure that all that's done. And that's it. We have a nice repair. It's not going to go anywhere. Everything is done. Stand by. No, everything is good, TJ. Everything is tight. All right. It's these two down here are the ones that were no good. All these are tight. I put washers on. Nice bolts. So you shouldn't have any issues now. This is nice and tight, the whole thing. And it's spinning good. It's lubricated. I also lubricated the gear. Let me show you. Just move the camera a little bit. Slowly. You'll see it. In the video I'm making, you'll actually see all of this will all be done in the video. So I took all this off, cleaned everything, cleaned your magnet down here, and then I gapped it. This is all nice and clean, and I gapped it to 10,000ths, and then I spray chain wax, right? And it seals it because it waxes up, and because this is wet weather, so you should be able to see that. So I put some chain wax on everything, and now this is all done, and I'm going to put the cover on later, and then I can put the carburetor back on, and I can put the muffler on. But I figured I would just do a quick video on that, and I showed, in the video that I recorded, I showed fixing one of these. I think it was this one. So I figured I would do a live on this. I should have recorded it, but I forgot. Stand by. I'm taking a tour around the shop. All right, that's it. Nice. I just got done with a customer, another customer. So the kit's pretty decent. Let me show you another picture of it in case you didn't see it. Yes, it's nice and tight. Let me show you a picture. All right, that's the kit in case you didn't see in the beginning of the show. And then you just need a tap handle. And this is the company. I guess it's CO-Z. All right. And so all you need is a good, drill and a tap handle. And then you're good to go. So with a couple of basic tools, I think this this kit, I forget what it was. I want to say the bigger kits are about $70, but you get all of the sizes, right? So for my shop, I need something that is going to do a number of different repairs because I'm like out. If the 1/4-20 is a common size, and I figured, well, I'm probably out. I'm actually going to go through my kit later on and find all the extra inserts because I have like rando kits. Let me see if I can find one for you real quick. I might have one over here. Remnants of something. I really need to put everything in one spot. Do I have one handy? I don't know if I even have any more of these. It's been so long. I don't know where I would have put them. Yeah, I might not even have them anymore. And I can't find them, but it might be, I don't know where they are. I actually don't know. That's why I decided to buy an entire kit. Like I just, spent some time looking for it. This is like one, for example. These are really small. This is like, I don't know, 1032 or something. That's just the inserts. And then you need the correct tool. You really need the correct installation tool and everything that goes with it. So for anybody out there, I know. We're gonna get to the auger tomorrow. We're gonna. I'll probably do just a heads up. Um, I'm probably gonna go live for a test tomorrow, just to test, like 20-minute live or something. And because tomorrow I'll have the carburetor on, I'll have the muffler on, I'll have the pull starter on, and so the motor will pretty much be done in that regard. I'll put a fresh plug in it. I don't think I'm gonna put the fuel tank on yet, but we'll see. Depends on if I feel like just doing that, just to get everything out of the way. And we're going to do a run-in test and see if it runs and how well it runs. And if I have to adjust the carburetor or something, I'm not going to put the air box on the carburetor. We just want to make sure everything is running so I can then test the repairs on the auger system. Okay. Best way to do that is we got to have a good running motor that's consistent and reliable and electric start, so I don't have to keep pulling on the damn thing. So I can run it as often as I want, make my adjustments, see what's going on with it, and then I'm going to break the split the case, and that'll probably do off camera, and I'll just record it. And we'll get in there, and I'm going to fix the threads that are broken on the front, right, for the belt guides. And then we can try to figure out what else is going on there, check belt sizes with all the belts you gave me, just kind of experiment and see what I got to do to get that working properly. So that's tomorrow. And it might even be by the end of the day. By and large, it will be fixed, less a few other things, which I'll show you at some point. Or you may just see it in the actual video, because I've already recorded footage of the inspection of the machine. We got a little bit of work to do on the clutch disc. Everything looks good. Your rubber looks good on the clutch wheel, on the rubber, the rubber liner wheel. It's called a friction disc. That's the rubber side, and then there's the other part of the friction disc that's glazed. So we're going to need to clean that and deglaze it and prepare it, and then lubricate everything in there, and then we'll be done in there. And it's just sorting out the last few issues. So you'll probably have it. It's the holidays are coming up, so after the holidays it'll be done for you, right? For sure. Because holidays and everything. Yeah, you'll see it. I don't know if you're gonna, like I said, I don't know if you see the auger in a live thing when I put the actual video together. I forgot to record again. I can actually record to the computer, and it'll see the whole show, and I can also record to the camera, and both. I can actually do both, but I keep forgetting to do that, and I got distracted today by the customer, and then my friend Liz brought over. She's been wanting to bring me over this microwave for the shop. One broke in the house, and I mentioned it to her, and then we got another one, and then she's been trying to get me a microwave and a coffee machine and everything for out here forever. So she wanted to come by, and I just was too busy. And then the next thing I know, I was getting something in the house earlier today, and I go to walk into the shop, and there she is, peeking her head out, scaring the hell out of me. So I almost had a heart attack. I'm getting a little old for getting... My daughter scares me all the time. Same thing. So I spent some time, haven't seen her in a while, so I spent some time with her. So I just keep getting distracted with... All weekend was with customers and everything else. I did the carburetor. It came out mint. Carburetor's mint. So we're all ready to go. We got the carburetor. We got the muffler. And so tomorrow is just... I have nothing planned for tomorrow. Just you, right? Just you. Okay, all these nice goodies. So I've cleared the decks. All the lawnmowers except for one are sold. And I think that's it for now. So pretty cool, right? Right? Isn't that a nice tool, DJ? I think anybody that watches the first part of this, if they ever want to watch it, and I'll probably do a standalone separate video too on it. I might even make your machine as part of like a standalone recorded video for how to use one of these. It seems like a decent manufacturer. There are more expensive ones. This is an SAE kit. It's 131 pieces, whatever that means. So it does every size up to ½ inch, from quarter up to ½ inch. And eventually I'll get one for metric, just in case. Okay, because that's what this is for. It's a just in case. It's perfect for stuff like this. And most engines, for those of you that like to work on these things, most engines are standard. Even the ones that are metric. Look, if you have a broken bunch of threads in a hole somewhere on a metric engine, one of the China Cat motors or whatever, put a standard bolt in it, right? It's not going to be the end of the world, okay? If you don't have another $70 or whatever to buy a full metric kit, just drill a hole out and put a regular bolt in it. It's not going to be the end of the world. You know how many cars I've worked on where half the bolts are metric and half the bolts are standard? Even some of these machines, some of the newer ones, you run into that. Some manufacturer is doing something in the United States and they're doing it in a US standard, SAE. Some other part comes from China or even in some cases Japan. It's going to be metric. Even the UK, okay? If something's made in Italy, there are a lot of pumps, pressure washer pumps. A lot of those, the better ones, are made in Italy. All right, that's it for here today. I think I'm just going to head out and do a couple of things and close up, get ready to close up the day. And I just wanted to do a nice, quick kind of product test and a demo and also an update for our buddy T. It's TJM, right? So shout out to him. Shout out to you, DJ, for helping the channel out and we're allowing us to use your snow machine as a victim for Archer's Garage. And yeah, as you know, I keep in touch with you, and he's a friend of mine, friend of the channel, nice guy, and he's actually been doing a lot of stuff for everybody else that doesn't know him. And we got to try to get him, when he picks up the machine, we got to try to get some footage of him, right? So we could put it up on the channel so we know who I'm talking about every time I say Tony, TJ. And I'll see you guys on the next one, all right?